Okay, so we've been going through this. You have the engagement, the 3 times to attack, and the tools, how to use them. And in the last one, I gave you a demonstration, walking through, just walk through, obviously, so you get the idea of going through the moves, just so you can see the concept behind it. Obviously, there's millions of patterns you could do within those simple forms. And that was the rally stage of the fight, of how we're going to use the high-low high, changing angles, along with the trapping angles. Sometimes if you face a barrier, we don't necessarily seek to trap a barrier. We want to see if we can go around it and get back to the groin again and come back up high using the high-low high. And then how we can also implement the blast in there as well as a tool to give us another thing on the high line, giving us forward pressure. So we're going high with the blast, going down, coming back high, going down, coming back high, blasting. That's a very powerful strategy to have, where I'm not staying in one thing more than a few beats. So that was the middle, the rally stage of the fight. So we just wrote that out for you to see that for learning purposes. Now we want to show you is the final stage, which is the follow-up and the finish. Now the follow-up and the finish of the fight is going to be determined most of the time on the level of termination that you require. That's very important. So what I mean by that is we have basically 3 ideas of termination that you can have, or finishing of the fight. You can finish the fight at a level 1, a level 2, or a level 3. And they all change with their degree of violence that's necessary. A level 1 is, okay, I did an interception, I caused some pain, I did an eye jab, I went high, low, high, and the person is incapacitated. Then maybe I can grab a hold of them and lock them and control them to the ground. Okay, that's like level 1, if I'm trying to lock somebody. Or maybe I take a quick sweep and throw them to the ground. That's like level 1, all right? Now, level 2 would be I continue to blast, punch, kick, reverse punch, tie kick, and I start to put in my weapons and tools, whatever I want to do after at level 3. I can hit him with a cross, I can hit him with boxing, an uppercut, hook. I can do a takedown if I want, because they're still not finished yet. They're still in the fight. So then I need to use a tool using punching, kicking, or take down to the ground if you're a wrestler. I wouldn't suggest a takedown on the street, but you can pick takedowns on the street that work really well is when a lot of wrestlers, they can pick you up and slam you without them going down with you. Okay, so that would be that time. And then finally, the highest level of termination, or the complete finish, is if we use our headbutt, knees, and elbows. And that's when we have to take this person out. Now, those situations are only for life and death situations. Those situations are for when you're fighting multiple opponents and you have to make sure that this guy is not going to get back in the fight. Those are situations for when you're protecting your family, and those are situations for military operations and law enforcement. That's really what that's for. It's really important that we understand how this whole thing works out this way, because you need to be able to pull that tiger back. When you're in the rally stage of the fight, you get heated, you're blasting the person going high, low, high, and you get up and you grab a hold of their neck and you start going headbutt, knee, and elbow and go to finish them, you are going to finish them. You could maybe even kill them. And we don't want to have that on our conscience, especially if that could be avoided and we can dial it back. That is what the warrior spirit is truly about. That once we are done defending ourselves and defending our family, we can actually defend our opponent a little bit as well. However, that being said, that's not the only way. That being said, there are times and situations when I don't care about this person because everything is going crazy around me and I have multiple people to deal with. I have my family to protect, or I'm a soldier and I have to execute my mission. So for those situations, it is justifiable to use that degree of force. So we're talking about use of force over here. And we're talking about follow-up or finish. So how we terminate somebody falls into use of force, either level 1, lock, control, and capture their limbs and use your art. Maybe it's chinna, maybe it's jujitsu, maybe it's small circle jujitsu, maybe it's ninjutsu. All arts have locks. You can then implement your lock at that time. I'm not going to go through all the locks and stuff like that. I'm just kind of talking through it. I'll show you 1 or 2 in a demonstration of how at that point I could lock and control my opponent. Then from there, I can throw my opponent, okay? Throwing, you can throw them to the ground. Throwing can be really painful. You can sweep them to the ground again and lock and control them there if you feel like they are in a situation in which you can do that. But then in level 2, they aren't done yet. They aren't done yet. That means they need another pass. They need to be hit some more times. Maybe then you start hitting them with your jab. If they're a little weakened, you can hit them with a jab, cross, and a hook. You can hit them with a good reverse punch, a good roundhouse kick, a good karate side kick. That's when you can put your art into play and take them out using that. But there is a time when we need to go to level 3, and level 3 is when we need to use our headbutt, knee, and elbow, and that's when we need it for military operation, life and death situations for yourself, for your family, and also for mass attack situations when you're fighting more than one opponent. Okay, Ryan Olsen, come on in, and let's take a look and see what this is going to look like. Okay, we'll have you on this side for a second. All right, so let's see. This time, what I'm going to do this time is he's going to, let's say he does the jab, I slip out of the way, and I hit him with the eye jab. Okay, so he does the jab, slip out of the way, I hit him with the eye jab, I go low, I come back high, and I'm blasting him. Okay, I'm blasting him, and he's done. He's like, he doesn't want anymore. His hand is up, and he's just, I can see he's totally done. So then I'm going to go to a lock instantly. Okay, so let's see this again. Boom, he throws the jabs and getting out of the way. I hit him to the groin, I come low, boom, blast. I'm over here. I can bring him all the way down to the ground, bring him all the way down to the ground and control him. Okay, that's one option. Okay, let's see and take that look at that one more time. Boom, maybe I intercept, I go high, and come here, down, and bring him back over to the other side. Okay, and then I can bring it back down and control him this way. Okay, so that's locking. That's when I would use my locking. Okay, that's when the locking would come out. Maybe from this side. All right, he goes. I do the intercept. I go high. And I take it right away. Bring him all the way down to the ground. And I can go to control him over here. This is when you can start to apply that part. Okay, let's see maybe another option. Okay, as he goes from there, I hit the groin, come out, boom, boom, bam, and then I bring him right back again. Bring him right back again. Okay, that's it. And then, and bring it back down again. Just play with them. Okay, that's when you're going to have your locking come out. Next, what we want to see is, that didn't work, so just continue blasting. Maybe I throw a kick, okay? Let's see this again. So, I destroy him, I blast, I kick, bam! I unload a kick to the leg, okay? There we go, here, boom, 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 bam, 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 boom, boom, bam, boom, bam. And I start to unload with my other tools. Okay, so really slow. Let's see that. Groin, high, blast, kick, cross, back, boom. Okay, and I mow them down. That's the follow-up. That's when you can execute your art. Okay, you're boxing, you're kicking, whatever you feel good at. That's the time to do it. But now let's take a look at level 3. Level 3 is, like I've taught you already, the headbutt, knee, and elbow from the clinch. How we get to the clinch, and we can use our headbutt, knees, and elbows to once again terminate the fight. Okay, we're moving. Boom, boom, go through the kick, and destroy it. Okay, come again, bam. Okay, again. There's the destruction. There's the blast. Here's the headbutt, knee, elbow. Move the base. Boom, boom, and finish the fight. Okay, let's see maybe another scenario, nice and slow. Hit the groin. Come up. Hit the groin. Blast. Headbutt, knee, elbow, headbutt, knee, and throw them away. Okay? Just different options. Let's see maybe another one. Kick, please. Okay? It's getting much more violent. Okay? So like you can see, really slowly. Again, punch. Destroy, blast, barrier comes up, I can bring him, I can control him, okay, control. Okay, that's if he becomes passive. That's the thing, if he became passive at that point. If he doesn't become passive at that point, then I go, bam, boom, bam, 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 boom, brrr, and then start to unload. Do your art at that time if you have to. He's already hurt and he's softened up. Alright. And finally, last but not least, jab please. There. Move the legs. For military operations, violent situations, life and death, turn it up to level 3. Headbutt, knee, and elbow.